I'm a full stack developer and I program in PHP, and for front end we have Vue.js. And I was kind of slacking the last year with front end. My knowledge became outdated, kinda. And this year decided to take more tasks in my job that are related to front end and to basically freshen up and learn how to code with the new Vue.js 3 and the composition API and all that nitty gritty. I did most of my front-end coding like a year or two ago when we were using Vue.js 2. And it was very basic. We were using store models, and basically transferring data was easy breezy. And then we started hiring more front-end developers, and they wanted to bring it all up a level and to have it more complicated and bring it to modern day standards. So anyways, I had this task which was very easy. Basically I had an input like we have here, and I needed to add validation. And also when you have a select input and you select something, a new input has to appear. I know this is like 10 minutes of work, one if statement, if selected, blah blah blah, you open up a new input, a new select. But because I wasn't coding our front end for quite some time, I needed to freshen up, and it wasn't very easy. Though I had people that were helping me, and it was not that bad. Anyways, I came up with a problem that my first input was reactive, but my second one wasn't. And no one could tell me why. I tried all kinds of different JavaScript magic, watchers, listeners, refs, and nothing seemed to work, as the data was not reactive. And I was in this task for 3 days to add validation and basically an if statement to show or not show something. And it was driving me crazy because for 3 days I wasn't doing anything productive. I could not manage to finish the task, and no one really knew why. And on the fourth day, I decided to ask AI for help. Basically, it wasn't that I didn't learn anything. I knew where was the problem. Basically, it was a single component. Basically, we want in our front end to have all our logic for an input, for a select, all the styles to be the same throughout the whole application. So basically we have these components where we send in props, different details, and you can have the same component and reuse it throughout your whole application. Sounds nice, but it makes coding much more difficult in a sense that it is a level of abstraction, and you need to send in and send out the data in a more complicated way. And the problem was, so I decided to get help from AI. Basically, I'm using the Bing.com Copilot, and they recently got this new little button, Think Deeper, which I think it does multiple iterations of its own algorithm, and then spits out the best answer it decided to create. So basically I copy pasted the component in, and I was asking why is it not reactive, and lo and behold it gave me an answer. I could not find it in my history over here, but basically it said that I was destructuring my props, and I have a little code example over here how my code looks like. So basically you have defined props in your module, basically, and you can assign it to a variable. But if you do destruction like this, so basically you have the name prop and you want it to be a name variable, and if you do it like this where you destructure it, you also lose the whole reactivity, which means it will not be reactive. And it took me 3 days to figure it out. I knew about this thing that destructuring basically destroys the structure that was of these props, and they are like new variables and they don't have that reference to its initial value, and the references are breaking here. And this is the problem that I was trying to solve for 3 days. Now, I'm kind of AI skeptic. I'm trying to not use AI as much. I kind of hate its own suggestions most of the time, but I do have to give it to AI that it saved my ass on this task, and it gave me an answer why my code was not working, and that was pretty cool. Though, on the other hand, it's not all roses with AI, as the other day I was trying out. Basically, I wanted to delete data from a few tables, and I was struggling to write the correct syntax, and I tried the Copilot. Give me a delete statement for these tables, and it actually gave me an SQL code for dropping whole tables, basically deleting the whole columns and not specific data that I was asking. So it still has a lot of places for improvement. Basically, JavaScript is like the main language on the internet. It has a lot of developers that are sharing code, and there's a lot of training data. But if you go to MySQL, if you go to PHP, it is incredibly bad. And who knows? Maybe with time and with more training data, it will become much better. Maybe new AI algorithms will help out with that. We'll see. But I have to say that AI saved my ass on this task. So this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.